Chapter 2 The Book of Water. It was narrated from Ibn Abbas that one of the wives of the Prophet performed ghusl from Janaba, and the Prophet performed wudu with her leftover water. She mentioned that to him, and he said, "Water is not made impure by anything." 1. See the following versions. Grade Daif. Chapter 1 The Well of Buddha. It was narrated that Abu Sa'id al-Khudri said, "It was said, O Messenger of Allah, you perform wudu from the well into which the bodies of dogs, menstrual rags, and garbage are thrown." He said, "Water is pure and it is not made impure by anything." Grade Hassan. It was narrated from Ibn Abi Sa'id al-Khudri that his father said, "I passed by the Prophet when he was performing wudu from the well of Buddha. I said, 'Are you performing wudu from it when garbage is thrown into it?' He said, 'Water is not made impure by anything.' Grade Sahih. Chapter 2 Restricting the amount of water. It was narrated from Ubaydullah bin Abdullah bin Umar that his father said, "The Messenger of Allah was asked about water and how some animals and carnivorous beasts might drink from it. He said, 'If the water is more than 2 kullas, it will not become filthy.' Grade Sahih. It was narrated from Anas that a Bedouin urinated in the Majid, and some of the people went after him, but the Messenger of Allah said, 'Do not restrain him.' When he had finished, he called from a bucket of water and poured over it. Grade Sahih. It was narrated that Abu Huraira said, "A Bedouin stood up and urinated in the Majid. So the people grabbed him. The Messenger of Allah said to them, 'Leave him alone and pour a bucket of water over his urine. For you have been sent to make things easy for people. You have not been sent to make things difficult.' Grade Sahih. Chapter 3 The Prohibition of one who is junub performing ghusl in standing water. Abu Huraira said, "The Messenger of Allah said, 'None of you should perform ghusl in standing water while he is junub.' Grade Sahih. Chapter 4 Wudu with seawater. Abu Huraira said, "A man asked the Prophet, 'O Messenger of Allah, we travel by sea, and we take a little water with us, but if we use it for wudu, we will go thirsty. Can we perform wudu with seawater?' The Messenger of Allah said, 'Its water is a means of purification, and its dead meat is permissible.' Grade Sahih. Chapter 5 Wudu with water from snow and hail. It was narrated that Aisha said, the Prophet used to say, 'Al-Humma Gzl Kataya Bimait Ta Wa Barad Was Naki Kalbi Min Al Kataya Kama Nakaita At Tavb Al Abiyad Min Addanas. O Allah, wash away my sins with the water of snow and hail, and cleanse my heart of snow and hail, and cleanse my heart of sin as a white garment is cleansed of filth.' Grade Sahih. It was narrated that Abu Huraira said, the Messenger of Allah would say, 1. Allahumma gizl Kataya bi Ma'it Tal Val Barat, O Allah, wash away my sins with the water of snow and hail. 1. That is at the beginning of Salah, as is clear from the remainder of the narration which preceded under number 60. Great Sahih. Chapter 6. The leftovers of a dog. It was narrated that Abu Huraira said, the Messenger of Allah said, if a dog licks the vessel of any one of you, let him throw the contents away and wash it 7 times. Great Sahih. Chapter 7. Rubbing a vessel licked by a dog with dust. It was narrated from Abdullah bin Mughaffal that the Messenger of Allah commanded that dogs be killed, but he made an exception for hunting dogs and sheepdogs and said, if a dog licks a vessel, then wash it 7 times and rub it the 8th time with dust. Great Sahih. It was narrated that Abdullah bin Mughaffal said, the Messenger of Allah commanded that dogs be killed. He said, what do they have to do with dogs? And he granted a concession regarding hunting dogs and sheepdogs. And he said, if a dog licks a vessel, wash it 7 times and rub it the 8th time with dust. Abu Huraira differed from him and said, rub it 1 time with dust. Great Sahih. It was narrated from Abu Huraira that the Messenger of Allah said, if a dog licks the vessel of any one of you, let him wash it 7 times. The first time with dust. Great Sahih. It was narrated from Abu Huraira that the that the Prophet said, if a dog licks the vessel of any one of you, let him wash it 7 times, the first time with dust. Chapter 8. The leftovers of a cat. It was narrated from Kabsha bint Kab bin Malik that Abu Qatada entered upon her. Then she narrated the following. I poured some water for him for wudu, and a cat came and drank from it, so he tilted the vessel for it to drink. Kabsha said, he saw me looking at him and said, are you surprised, O daughter of my brother? I said, yes. He said, the Messenger of Allah said, they are not impure, rather they are among the males and females animals who go around among you. Great Sahih. Chapter 9. The leftovers of a menstruating woman. It was narrated that Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, said, while I was menstruating, I would nibble meat from a bone, and the Messenger of Allah would put his mouth where mine has been, and while I was menstruating, I would drink from a vessel, and he would put his mouth where mine had been. Great Sahih. Chapter 10. Concession with regard to the leftovers of a woman after purification. It was narrated that Ibn Umar said, men and women used to perform wudu together during the time of the Messenger of Allah. Great Sahih. Chapter 11. The prohibition of the leftovers of a woman's wudu. It was narrated from Al-Hakam bin Amr that the Messenger of Allah forbade a man from performing wudu with the leftovers of a woman's water for wudu. Great Hassan. Chapter 12. The concession regarding the leftovers of one who is junub. It was narrated from Aisha that she used to perform ghusl with the Messenger of Allah from a single vessel. Grade Sahih. Chapter 13. How much water is sufficient for a person to use for wudu and ghusl? It was narrated that Abdullah bin Jabir said, I heard Anas bin Malik say, the Messenger of Allah used to perform wudu with a makuk cup and ghusl with 5 makuks cups. Grade Sahih. It was narrated from Aisha that the Messenger of Allah used to perform ghusl with a mud and ghusl with approximately a sa. Grade Sahih. It was narrated that Aisha said, the Messenger of Allah used to perform ghusl with a mud and ghusl with a sa. Grade Sahih.